Let's move on to the next thing. What are we doing on time? We need a boogie if we're going to get through all this stuff. So, CFPB withdraws proposed rule cracking down on data brokers. This is going to be interesting what's going on with this. It says the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is withdrawing a Biden-era proposal that sought to rein in the sales of Americans' personal information by data brokers. In a Federal Register notice filed Wednesday morning, when was this? This was not too long ago, right? It was the 14th. Yeah, so just last Wednesday. In a Federal Register notice filed Wednesday morning, acting CFPB Director Russell Vogt, however you want to pronounce it, said the agency had predetermined that the rule was not necessary or appropriate at this time, pointing to updates on Bureau policies. If you guys don't know this guy, Russell, he's the dude who wrote the Project 2025 proposal, the outline, the document, whatever you want to call it. He's the dude who designed Project 2025. You don't think that this has anything to do with that? I think they are absolutely involved. We'll talk about that in just a second. I've got something to show why this is important. The rule proposed in December sought to treat data brokers as consumer reporting agencies under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, subjecting them to additional requirements. Former CFPB Director Rohit Chopra argued that the rulemaking was necessary to address national security, surveillance, and criminal exploitation risks associated with data broker practices. I know for the most part, it really doesn't matter. They've got all our data. They have ways around around the data and whatnot. This has to do with making things easier, ultimately, without all the red tape, the bureaucratic red tape. So just throwing that out there. But yeah, still, it makes things easier, which for them, it speeds things along. However, Vogt said that the rule was not aligned with the Bureau's current interpretation of the FCRA, which is in the process of revising and its changed policy objectives. Of course, they're changing them in the direction that they're going in because they are moving into the technocratic dictatorship. That's what they're moving into, so they want everything available and easy. Data brokers collect a treasure trove of sensitive information about virtually every American and sell that information widely. Again, we've talked about stuff in the in the past where they've got backdoor channels for government agencies to basically purchase data and everything like that. So again, this thing doesn't stop it, but it's just making it more easy, including to virtually every American that sells information widely, including to scammers looking to rip off consumers, Matt Schwartz, a policy analyst at Consumer Reports, said in a statement. Dropping these proposed limits will leave consumers unprotected, make it more likely that the sensitive information like their social security numbers will wind up in the hands of crooks. He continued, this decision is just the latest troubling moves by this administration to abandon the CFPB's critical mission to protect consumers. Again, really has nothing to do with that. It just goes on to talk about how the Trump administration and Vogt's leadership regarding technology policy and stuff like that is all getting rolled back in order to make it so they can move forward with their Silicon Valley bro agenda, Project 2025, the Manhattan Projects, not the Manhattan Project, but the Manhattan Projects, and all those things to make it easier for them to do it. But it's also making things easier for companies that they're outsourcing to. That's what I think this rollback really is about when it comes to policies. It has to do with making it easier for them to go with the private sector. Again, what we're seeing is a transition to the fascist style of corporatism. The government working in conjunction with the private sector. And so when they get rid of the data broker stuff, which is the things that the private sectors run on, it makes it easier for them to get the data so they can start using it for the government. So it's kind of a chain deal of what's going on. And so we got this coming out. It says license plate reader company Flock is building a massive people lookup tool. The leak shows. Flock, which has a license plate readers all around the country, wants police to be able to jump from license plate reader to person, according to the audio that was found. We'll read the free section of this and then jump over to something else. Flock, the automatic license plate reader company whose cameras are installed in more than 5,000 communities in the United States, is building a product that will use people lookup tools, data brokers, there it is, and data breaches to jump from LPR license plate readers to person, allowing police allowing the police to much more easily identify and track the movements of specific people around the country without a warrant or court order. It says the news turns Flock, already a controversial technology, into a much more invasive tool, potentially able to link a vehicle passing by camera to its owner, and then more people connected to them through marriage or other association. The new project development has also led to Flock employees questioning the ethics of using hacked data as part of their surveillance product, according to Slack chats. Basically, what this thing will do is these license plate readers, which they've got them on, depending on where you live, they've got them on some of the stoplights. They've got them, of course, on police cars and cruisers and whatnot. They've got other technology that they use, like handheld things and everything like that. But the license plate readers, they want to basically read a license plate, draw up your social profile, and then use data brokers, hacked data, and people finder tools to instantly take your profile and attach it to all the places that you've been, people that you're connected to, where they have been, and so on and so forth. That's what this tool is about. And so when you have something like this, where you roll back the restrictions on data brokers, the same stuff that this thing is using, it's making it much more free and open for them to develop this tool and get it into the hands of those who want to use it. So going over here, it says license plate reader firm reportedly building a surveillance tool for cops using hacked data. This is the same thing. Controversial company that sells license plates readers has developed a new surveillance tool that pulls together disparate data sets and connects them to driver's car information. The tool, which is being marketed to cops, even uses information culled from data breaches and hacked data, a new report claims. This is just the network of people. This is keeping tabs, keeping track of your social profile, your movements, your associations, everything. This is going to be used. This is the type of stuff that China uses. This is the type of stuff where they're constantly scanning people's faces, pulling up your records, keeping tabs of what you're doing day in, day out, at every minute of the day in every part of the city, keeping track of who you're connected to. If you happen to be connected to somebody that is saying bad things about the government, then they can use you to track you, demerit you, or however they want. You just never know how they can use these people for what they want to do. But this is ultimately with what's going on. And, you know, this is technology that can easily be thrown into all different countries out there as well. This isn't just the United States thing. This is all over. We understand what the United Kingdom's doing. I applaud all the people. I see video and pictures of people in the United Kingdom who climb the towers and literally beat down the cameras until they fall onto the street. I think that's great. I love seeing videos like that. But still, this is what's going on. It says Flock, whose invasive car tracking technology has previously been the subject of a lawsuit, is in the final stages of developing a tool called Nova. On his website, Flock says that Nova can connect people, vehicles, and locations, and that it helps solve crime and prevents the next one faster. Predictive crime. That's what it is. Predictive crime. Should be no surprise. We've talked about predictive crime a bunch on this channel if you've been around. Predictive crime. Flock says that Nova can connect people, vehicles, and locations and can help solve crime and prevent the next one faster. Flock promises that... You guys can barely read that here. Make that easier. Sorry about that. Thought you guys could see it. My bad. Flock also promises that Nova will bring data together under one simple, predictable platform. According to 404, Nova allows law enforcement to swiftly pull together info on a driver from a variety of different sources, including public records, commercially available data, all of the data that gets scraped from websites, from the technology that you use and the apps that you use and all that stuff. All that data that it collects goes to data brokers who sell it for marketing purposes, for scamming purposes, for the government, for whoever wants to buy it. They're in the market. That's what's up with that. And law enforcement databases. It also utilizes information from data breaches. So hackers who grab information well, this thing can use it as well. Audio from a leaked company meeting reveals that such breaches include hacked parking meter apps, Park Mobile, 404 rights. Accessing data from breaches like this allows license plates numbers to be tied to other data that was shared with the app, including contact information like phone numbers, email addresses, and sometimes mailing addresses. Gizmodo reached out to Flock for more information. In a statement shared with 404 Media, the company described Nova as a public safety data platform that helps investigators analyze and collect data they already have access to, surfacing insights to uncover leads and close cases faster. It further states that the software powering the tool is completely customizable, and this is where it's so slimy. Completely customizable, and that the customers choose what data inputs they want in Nova. In other words, Flock is putting the responsibility on the customers to use the tool responsibly. Basically, Flock is saying, we're going to put it all in there for you, but it's up to you to do the right thing. Wink, wink. Shh. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I don't trust any of them authorities. Authorities. I'm just saying, I don't trust any of them. But this is why I think this is important. Stupid pop-ups. This is why I think this is important, because rolling this back allows companies like this to move forward faster and more efficiently. That's how that's rolling.